In this tutorial, we'll learn how to create a standalone Oracle Fusion Data Intelligence or FDI production instance. Oracle usually recommends an integrated instance to simplify implementation. I'll choose a standalone instance when I need separate configurations, such as a different identity domain or organization-specific governance controls. In this scenario, my FDI subscription is already activated, and I've completed the required identity, policy, compartment, and authentication prerequisites. I'll create a production instance that uses my Fusion application's production environment as its data source. I'll begin by signing into the Oracle Cloud account associated with my Fusion application's environment. This allows FDI and Fusion applications to use the same identity domain. I'll select the same identity domain I use for Fusion applications, so FDI uses the shared identity configuration for single sign-on. I'll enter the credentials for the FDI administrator configured during the prerequisite user management steps. This user can manage FDI resources in the tenancy and within the dedicated FDI compartment. I'll sign in and confirm that I'm in the tenancy containing my Fusion application's environment and using the identity domain that manages its users. I'll confirm the OCI region. Oracle recommends using the same region as the Fusion application's environment unless FDI is not available in that region. From the navigation menu, I'll select Analytics and AI, then Data Intelligence. I'll select the dedicated compartment where I want to create the FDI instance. I'll select Create Instance, then choose Standalone. I'll enter a descriptive display name for the service. Then I'll enter a unique instance name that contains no spaces. I can enter a description of the instance, then confirm the compartment and provide a valid notification email address for important service updates, announcements, and communications about my FDI subscription. In Offerings, I'll select Production as the intended use for this instance. In Select a Subscription, I'll choose the subscription associated with my FDI order and verify its displayed details before continuing. In Fusion Application Connection, I'll enter the URL for my Fusion application's production environment. In Authentication, I can use JWT-based or password-based authentication. For password-based authentication, I would provide the credentials of an applicable Fusion application's user. For this example, I'll use JWT-based authentication, which Oracle recommends for this connection. I'll provide the private key and public certificate created during prerequisite configuration. I'll upload the private key file and then upload the corresponding public certificate. Before testing the connection, I'll confirm the public certificate has been previously uploaded to the source Fusion application's environment. I'll select Test Connection to verify FDI can connect to the Fusion application's environment and the authentication details are valid. Next, I'll configure network access. Private access limits connectivity to a virtual cloud network and requires a configured VCN subnet and the necessary network security and OCI policies. Any network security group rules must be configured during instance creation. In this scenario, I'll select Public to make the FDI endpoint available through public network access. Users must still authenticate and have the required permissions to access the service. In the Data Safe section, I'll verify Register with Data Safe is enabled and no warning prevents registration. If registration cannot be completed during creation, I can disable this option and register the instance later. After reviewing the configuration, I'll select Create Instance to begin provisioning. The instance enters system initialization while Oracle provisions its services and supporting components. This process takes at least 1 hour. When provisioning is complete, the instance status changes to active, and I'll receive an email containing the instance details and the FDI administration console URL. Once this email is received, I can begin the implementation steps. Back in the OCI console, I'll confirm the instance status is active and select its display name. The Instance Details page shows general information, including the compartment and the FDI Administration Console URL. This URL opens the FDI homepage, where workbook authors create analyses and business users access analytics content. The page also lists the Oracle Analytics instance associated with FDI. I can also review information about the associated autonomous AI lakehouse and the Source Fusion Applications environment. Together, these components provide the data and analytics foundation for the FDI instance. I'll select Administration Console to open the administration interface. Because I created the standalone instance, I'm assigned the Service Administrator privilege. I can configure data pipelines, reporting settings, and user access. I can also select Go to Homepage to open the FDI homepage. Now that I've created the standalone FDI instance, validated its Fusion Applications connection, and confirmed that its services are active, I can begin configuring data loads and developing analytics content. Find more videos in this series and additional resources on implementing Fusion Data Intelligence in the links below.